So as we covered here previously, Michelle Obama was the keynote speaker at last night's DNC, and she's a very talented person. And in a night of a lot of cringe,
yes,
she was fine. She was fine. It was a totally solid, normal, sort of all right performance. Let's take a listen.
So let me be as honest and clear as I possibly can. Donald Trump is the wrong president for our country. He has had more than enough time to prove that he can do the job, but he is clearly in over his head. He cannot meet this moment. He simply cannot be who we need him to be for us.
So pretty standard line. You'd hear it, on MSNBC any hour of the day, all day long.
Yeah.
But if you watch the political coverage of this, you would have thought it was the greatest speech in American political history.
I didn't know JFK had come back to life and lives on our screens. It's just incredible. I mean, you found this one. This Paul Begala one is unbelievable from CNN. Immediate reaction to the speech. Just take a listen.
You have an audience in that hall. You have 17,000 people screaming and cheering your name and lifting you, giving you that emotion. Michelle Obama did that entire speech alone in a room to a camera. It was the most brilliant, I think, political performance to camera that we've seen since Ronald Reagan. And she's not even a politician. 4 years ago, I said this, and I got in trouble with the former president, but Barack Obama is one of the greatest orators in America, and he's only the second best speaker in his own house.
Most brilliant political speech to camera since Ronald Reagan. Saagar.
First of all, it was pre-recorded, so there are probably a lot of takes. As we both know, it ain't that hard to speak into a camera. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think the bar was set very low by some of the earlier performances. So by the time you got to someone who wasn't just totally painful, you're like, oh, thank God.
That's true. I mean, John Kasich was literally at a fork in the road.
It's the relief from the cringe was so great that they thought it was the greatest thing they'd ever seen.
She strings words together without being really cringe and talking about how your dad was a mailman. Okay.
Not to be outdone, the panel over at MSNBC. I mean, this is like a short snippet of what they said, but everybody had Joy and Rachel and Nicole. Oh, my God. They were going on, and it was the most amazing thing ever.
Brace yourself.
Let's take a listen to what Nicole Wallace had to say.
She delivered epic shade.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Was the line that Donald Trump had about deaths. And every single death, every single American life lost in this pandemic is the destruction of an entire family unit, of a universe, of a community, of a school, if it was a teacher, of a hospital, if it was a doctor. So for her to throw that back at him was elegant, but epic shade.
Epic shade.
Here's what Rachel Maddow said. I need you to tell you something. Having seen the presidency so up close, I mean, my heart dropped about 4 inches in my chest.
And again, it was fine.
It was all right.
It was perfectly standard. In my view, it was not as nearly as good as her speech last time. Look, it's a harder format. It is a harder format to deliver direct to camera than when you're in the hall with the cheering fans and crowds and the signs and all of that pageantry. And she did by far the best job of anyone of the night. Let me be clear about that. But to go on and on about how it was the greatest of all time, the greatest since Ronald Reagan, the best performance to camera in political history, I don't know. It's just, I didn't see much of a case. She relates in this very sort of everyone way. Okay, I get that. But there's nothing like brave or original there. Donald Trump is bad. That's the theme of the whole convention. That's the theme of the whole presidency. That's all they've had to say for 4 years. So it's not like this was anything really particularly new or different.
You're being gaslit before your eyes, like the greatest speech of all time. What are you talking about? The Obamas, I think Obama has probably given one great speech in his whole life, that 2004 speech. And I'm not going to dismiss it. I thought it was one of the greatest political speeches of all time. But you don't need to, like gin up everything and say like, oh, it was so historic, it was so amazing. And that's fine. America will actually tolerate that and still receive it in a very realistic manner. What I hate about how the media does this is they try to gaslight you into believing that this is the greatest speech that you've ever seen in order to gin up your emotions vis-a-vis how you feel Donald Trump. If you hate Trump, Michelle's speech was probably great. You were like, great, I got another dose of what I needed. I like Michelle Obama. I like the way she comported herself in the White House alongside Barack Obama. That's enough for you. It's like, be okay with, it was a good speech. Yeah. That's it. Just leave it at that.
Right. Yeah. Well, and also, they cover all these things like it's celebrity news.
Yeah.
Rather than, you know, a serious business of trying to make change in the country. And so it's all, you know, it's all style points. It's all like, clearly they want it to be a certain thing.
That's the real issue.
They have certain emotions about Michelle Obama, so they project like all their hopes and desires into this one moment and have to, like you said, try to gin it up for their audience so that they can share and how excited they are to hear anything from Michelle Obama. And so any sense of, you know, a kind of neutral analysis or any critique of, you know, anything potentially substantive in the speech, which the entire night was more or less substance-free. Bernie had the most sort of substantive piece, and it was a very short section of his speech. But any of that gets completely lost by the wayside in their sort of, you know, emotions around Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
So
no, that's it.
It reminded me of after the debates during the primary, when we'd be like, did these people watch the same debates?
Oh, right, exactly. They were like, Amy
Klobuchar. Oh, my God. It's like, Amy didn't do a good job. You just really, really, really want her to do a good job.
You love her policies, and so you want to you want to gaslight your whole audience into thinking that she's a good politician. Nobody thinks that. Like, and people can still like her. People can kind of like her shtick, be like, it was not powerful. Be like, oh, you know, she's got that like big mom energy.
Kind of corny.
Yeah, it's kind of corny.
I like it. It's charming.
Cool. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But again, trust people. People will take away what's actually in front of them. You don't have to lie to them.
Tomorrow on Rising, friend of the show, Matt Stoller, is going to join us, as well as former Bill and Hillary Clinton advisor Richard Goodstein.
Oh, man, I'm bracing myself for that one. Remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, don't forget to like and share as well, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Have a great day, guys.